Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Monique here from Morgan Face Trinkets, and I'm going to show you my current setup because I've been asked to do a little video about this, and I promised I would, but then since my hands were always covered in paint, I kept delaying it. Also, well, English is not my native language, so it's a bit daunting for me to speak in English. But there, here we are. I cleared a space in the office and in the studio, and then I will show you how I've set up my planner at the moment. First, there's this little A6 Hobonichi cover with elastics added to make it enable it to use regular inserts in it. Which is my daily, not really planning, because I tend to use this only for doodles and quotes and lists, obviously lists. Next, of course, there's my little red dragon, and little red dragon is my weekly planner. And in it I have a week on 2 pages and a month on 2 pages diary, which is what changed mostly, because I used to have it in a 6-month format, and I now changed to a 3-month format with 3 months at the beginning, followed by just actually plain note papers, so I could use that for bullet journaling. And then there's my a large moleskin cahier, black monster, really. This one I use for journaling, and I used to use it for my writing, but for my novel. But since I haven't had a lot of time writing, I decided to use it for daily journaling instead. So I'll just go, and before I forget it, obviously there's the Raven, and the Raven is a field notes sized planner, which not planner, but it's a book with lists, and all I keep in here is lists for online purchases and stuff. So I'll get right to it and show what's changed most, I think, because I used to have week on 2 pages, month on 2 pages in this traveler. This didn't change. The letter, I think it's a wallet, yes, the letter wallet is still the same, with stickers and info sheets, a little washi, some stamps, Italian stamps I see, holidays, all sorts of other stuff underneath this. In the back you can see there's the room for the hidden pocket, and I keep all kinds of spare things in here. Spare elastic, I think, yes. So I could maybe put pens in here, but I don't use it all that much. This notebook mainly stays at home, or when I go away for a few days it comes with me, because I like to be able to plan everything. First up, in the notebook there's this is my diary. I've been using this since January, and obviously started decorating the cover. Somehow can't do without that. Found a nice postcard and I stuck that in the front. And what I usually have, I'll try and show some bare pages, is what I usually have is I have a monthly view, followed by the weekly views, and that would fill an entire 6-month booklet. But somehow these pages, especially when I start decorating stuff and put on maybe doodle a bit or whatever I feel like doing at the moment. This tends to run out of space quite quickly if I need to add things to to-do lists, etc. So I also kept a separate notebook for those extra things that would normally go on the weekly pages, but I would put those in a separate booklet. But I didn't want that separate booklet anymore because I wanted to try and slim it down a little bit. Let me see if it's in frame. Yeah, it's in frame. I wanted to slim it down a little bit because, well, I don't have all that large hands, so I want to be able to pick this up just with one hand and carry it around with me. Which is why I decided I'm going to get rid of the extra notebook. But to do that, I had to have extra notes pages. So I reduced the amount of months in my week on 2 pages, month on 2 pages booklet. Brought it back to 3 months and added plain note pages in the back. Like so. And use that for bullet journaling. And what I do now is, well, the month review I use for main things, birthdays and things like that, and maybe some decorating and well, just plain, just for the fun of it. In the first 2 pages of the diary were already in the other diary that I finished in December. Well, I didn't want to write everything in this one as well, and I hate to see empty pages. So I stuck them together, and I now have a little pocket, just with some plain old washi tape. The bottom at the top did the trick. So, well, as you can see, I do tend to decorate a bit, because, well, I like to decorate, and well, it's inviting to come back to my diary and do something in it every day. So that means that I keep coming back to my diary, which means that I stay organized and do the things I have to do and don't forget things and want to go into it and write what I need to write down. Well, then just decorate it. Well, this also meant that at some point, let me see, at some point, well, you run out of space over here. If you run out of space, if I run out of space, I skip to the back of the diary, and in the back of the diary I have another tab, is it here, so I can go to the last page quickly. As you can see, I'm starting to run out of this already. As you can see, I have to move it because I wrote things down over here, and I have to put it at the top. So I have one at the top and one at the bottom, so I can flip back and forth easily. So I'm here right now, and in the back in my bullet journal I'm there. So when I run out of space here, I just go on over there. Also, what happens when things well, if they don't get finished over here, or I have to transport them to another week, or for whatever reason I'm not going to be doing it this week, and well, sometimes I'm going to do it the next week, but not always. So which means I would have to write it down next week and the week after that until I am going to do it, or when I know I have the time to do it. So what I do now is I transport it to the back, to my bullet journal, so I don't have to write it down multiple times. What I do when I finished doing it in here, I write it down at the week that I did it, say say in the start March, whatever. I do write it down over here, so just so I can check the checkbox. Because, well, it's an accomplishment again, right? So what I also do is forgot what I was going to say, I'm sorry, but and I lost my train of thought entirely, so I'm so sorry. This, I don't do this very often, and the thing is, I really don't think there's too much to say about my diary, except that I find it works for me. The thing is with diaries, they are different for everybody, and each one has their own system which works best for them. I tend to doodle a lot and write down stuff and check off check boxes, like I said, because that gives me the feeling that I accomplished something. But that's what I was going to say. Is I also started doing a quote of the day and a doodle of the day. Well, I tend to doodle anyhow, but I also made a little check boxes down here, so I know I did do my quotes and doodles. But since I switched to this one, I don't think I have to do that every day again. Maybe just a reminder here or there for me, so I remind myself, so, oh, did you do it today? Something like that. But since this is dated, the notebook in here, since this little one is dated, I will notice when I don't do something every day. That's the point with it being dated. You see, there's a day per page, and at the end of the week there's an overview, just to review the week. And well, this is on the lightweight paper. As you can hear, it crinkles rather nicely. This is working great so far. I love it. I love the paper. I thought I wouldn't like it because it's not, well, how shall I put it? It's not ivory, and I prefer ivory paper. But even with it being white, I still like this, and I think I'm going to really enjoy it when it's full, because then I will have a whole diary with all those lovely little crinkly pages, which I don't at the moment, because when it's not written on paper, always feels different to me. So not as nice as when it's being written on. So yeah, that's what I do. I also have added a little flap in the back. It's just a plain stuck on some paper, and it allows me to keep some things in there, so I won't lose them. Next there's another little notebook which I started using recently. I'm not doing too much in this yet because I don't have that much time to do stuff, but I thought I'd try some black and white on the tinted background drawings, but although I do like the effect, I have to be, well, usually when I do some journaling or sit down, it's when I sit down at the couch in the evening watching a little TV, and somehow really wanting to really nice drawings just doesn't really work very well when you sit on the couch with the notebook in your lap and pens and papers all around you. It's very suitable for quick sketches and stuff like that, but it's not all that suitable for really trying to draw something nice. So I think I may have to work this in somewhere else also. Yeah, in the back there's well, obviously a little folder and a little book for lists and books I'm reading, I want to read, films I want to see, etc. But I didn't start this. I didn't do much in this yet because, well, I read about 10 minutes every evening. So yeah, I'm reading Wise Man's Fear from Patrick Rothfuss at the moment, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. finished Outlander at the start of January, and well, we'll see where it goes. So, but I'm really liking this one. This little one was originally without the elastic band and without the elastics, but I just punched in some extra holes because, well, it was intended to be Hobonichi cover, but well, I don't have a Hobonichi, and I don't think I will anytime soon, so this works for me just as well. So and I really like the natural color, because well, it started to color already. I don't know if I have any leather that hasn't been exposed to the sun at the moment here in the studio, but yeah, I can put it next to my daughter's sometime, because hers is even is a year older or so. So you can see what the difference in color is. But, back to the diary. I think let me see what I wanted to tell also. Oh yes, I keep track of what we eat every day, because at some point we were eating the same thing every week, because we couldn't remember what we ate, and somehow just by keeping track of what we ate, and we can say, oh, but no, I don't want to eat that now because we had that the day before yesterday, things like that. And because I don't want to write it out every day for every week, so I made the diary in a way that I have a little box down here which reminds me from, oh yes, I have to fill in what we ate. So I also split this side of the diary in two halves with a little faint, well, it's a faint line, but there's a line down the middle here. So I try to keep things I have to keep track of for work, for the studio, on the one side, and personal stuff on the other side, to keep it a little bit separated. Well, things flow into each other often, but it works like this. So I think I'm going to keep it for now. I think the next half year will be the same. Let me see if I can show you a bit of the bullet journal idea. Well, to me the bullet journal is actually quite like a long list of stuff interspersed with other stuff like doodles and ideas, things I want to work on, things I want to work out, designs, diagrams, stuff, and I do date everything. And when I've finished doing the things that are on a page, I color in the corner. I do go through this every, well, not every week, but every few weeks or so, and then go back, and then if I find that there's one page where there's one little thing that I didn't do yet, and I will transport it to the front. So I do transport things regularly, but not as often as I had to do when it was in the week on 2 pages. So this seems to work a lot better for me. As you can see, this page has been done because the box has been checked. This page has a few things left that need doing, and it doesn't have the little box in the corner. So, well, yeah, doodles again. Sorry about that. I do like to doodle. And sometimes I decorate, sometimes I don't. Usually I don't, but, well, that will be my bullet journal. So in the back there's some smudging from over here, where I closed the diary too quickly. And it's planning for the holiday, but actually this layout is nice if you want a quick view of what is when, but it's not really very suitable for planning. So I have on my website, with the free inserts, I have this freebie. Let me see if I can show this to you. You can print this from there, and it's actually just a yearly view with well, you can plan ahead, and actually you plan in when we go to the dentist, when we want to go on holiday, things like that. So I have a yearly view. I have the 2018 on the back. You can just print the 2017, but I always print both. So last year I used 2015 and 2016, and I kind of like the fact that I can look back to the previous year and to see, oh, when did we go on holiday that year. So, but well, this year there's a new one because, well, I couldn't use the 2016 anymore. That was filled already. So other stuff, beautiful bookmark, my blotting paper, which really needs to get replaced. Same as in the other notebook, just glued on, and I found some cute paper clips in numbers, so I put in 2017 here. Yeah, I'm a chat, I know. So in the back there's the same booklet there has been for quite a while, the same, well, ruler, I don't know, that is a template. Actually it is, it's from the Travelers Notebook Company, I think. I really don't use it, but I think it's nice, so I keep it there. So this one has been with me for quite a while, this folder. So it's starting to show some wear and tear here and there, but it's keeping up really nicely. So even with taken with me when I go away. This little notebook has also been here since the start of 2016, because this is a miscellaneous booklet. So I keep in here usually long-term stuff, passwords, stuff like that, printer cartridges, what printer needs what type of cartridge, stuff like that, books to read. Things that I want to keep longer. So really don't know what I'm going to do when I fill it, because then I would have to transfer a lot of stuff, maybe ditch some stuff, I think. So yeah, well, it's been with me for almost, let me see, yeah, over a year, so that's good. That's this one done. Obviously 2 pens, and I only really use this one because this was my favorite, but somehow when you don't write with these every day, they tend to well, I don't know if this one does that, but this one did, and the nib went sort of green. And the ink is brown, so it wasn't the ink. I don't know what it is, but well, I cleaned it, and I then decided I'm keeping it with this, and then I'll do a reboot sometime in the future, and I'll try it again. But for the moment, I'm just sticking with TWSBI, because I really think I like the way it writes. It's almost the same as my Parker over here, but this one has this lovely nice piston in the back, and I don't need a separate cartridge. I can just fill this from the bottle, and I really like that. That's so nice. So okay, that's my planner and my pen, and then maybe, let me see, maybe I can show you some of my journaling, if you want. If you don't want, maybe you should turn it off now, the video. This is my large moleskin cahier cover. It's it fits notebooks that are 13 centimeters wide. Can I get that in frame? 13 centimeters wide. But I keep these 2 notebooks in there that are, you see it better like that? Those are regular size, those are 11 centimeters. no reason actually, then just I had these and I wanted to use them. So when they're full, I may, or maybe not, I don't know, go to another one in 30 centimeters wide. So I think this last one is, yes, that's doodles. And these first ones are, this is a doodle example notebook, and this is my journal. So in this I also have one, this one has pockets, yes, with nothing under here, I think, yep. Some washi, some info, other stuff, and then it has this one with all sorts of things, doodles and examples and things I may want to use someday. As you can see, it has these slits here, but I glued those closed because I didn't like the way they were functioning, so I'm only using the one at the bottom. And well, the back is actually exactly the same. Don't use this very much, I just like the way it feels, so I'm keeping it away. Sorry about that. That was my phone. Okay, continuing. This is the doodle notebook. You can get a free template for this at my website. I will post the link of the website down below. But this notebook has been available for a few years now, and with permission of Emily Hoots. The link is also on every page for her doodle examples, and I asked her if I could make a template out of the booklet for a regular size traveler's notebook, and she was okay with that, so I did. And every page here has her link, so you can find her and her doodle work online. I like using these little examples, not every day, but well, some days. Well, this is my journal, and this is the Tomo River paper, which is horrifying to print because it has this waxy coating, and my printers go completely berserk when they have to print this, and they stop transporting paper at all because the wax coating gets onto the rollers, and then the rollers will not pick up any paper anymore. So I stopped making these. I will do an occasional one here and there for myself, interspersed with mostly normal pages. The printers will accept that, but they don't want to print this really. The Clairefontaine paper, which is even thinner than the Tomo River paper, the thin Clairefontaine paper in this one, as you can see, does not have that waxy coating. It's just as thin, but it just doesn't have that waxy coating. But it's also still, you can see some ghosting, but not really. This is done with fountain pens. There is ghosting, but yeah, it's fine as far as I'm concerned. The ghosting is also there with the Tomo River paper. So as you can see here, there's definite ghosting there. So I don't mind that at all. So the paper is nice. I've been writing in this one since March 2016. Which is, it's taking so long because it's twice as thick as I would normally have my inserts, but also because since I think July last year I stopped writing in my journal because somehow things got too busy with the shop, and I just couldn't manage anymore. So now with the help of Kitty and Anne-Linde, things are getting so much better, and I've started to get more room to do things like this just for me, and it's well, it's been great. So we are slowly getting there, and things are getting better.